Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and this is the weekly update for February 25th. So we have a decent amount of content this week. There's only one new thing. It's a new memento for Phantom of the Kill unit. But there's two new job pluses. One is the usual time limited, and the other one is just a permanent event. So I'll get into more of that in a little bit. I've also got a couple of miscellaneous things like a bunch of reruns of old hell levels. And then there's also a chance to get a unit for free from the challenge board. So why don't we start with that? So it's Dark Laevateinn, one of the Phantom of the Kill units. I have her incompletely built up, like all of her jobs mastered, but no further than 15 limit breaks. So I might consider raising her because you can get her and 150 of her shards. So that's kind of cool. If you're new and you have like 150 thunder shards to spare, you could probably get her to 75, and then she could do a bunch of stuff like within the week to get you cleared through content like story mode, etc. So that's not bad. Free units are always nice. There's actually another free unit as part of the protagonist Job+ event as well. I'll touch on that later. There's also a challenge board for enlightenment materials that involves playing all of the rerunning hell levels. So for the other maps that are in session, Phantom of the Kill has a whole bunch of things with it. So you'll notice that the daily missions, if it's your first Phantom of the Kill event, the daily missions got way bigger. But they're all fairly easy. You're going to find all of those in here. All of the characters' weapons, etc. There's a few good gears to get, such as the Battlefield Drama. Really good if you don't have other plus agility gears. So for the first Job+, it is the global exclusive unit Eira. She has her Job+, and it's just the usual global unit thing with an EX and EX+. Do it a few times, and you'll get the pieces before you even finish all the milestones. That's been my experience every single time. Also, fun fact, one of the milestones is glitched right now. There are in fact not 9,000 enemies in the map, and you don't have to kill the non-existent 9,000 enemies in one blow because it's impossible. Apparently that was meant to be 9,000 damage. But yeah, they messed up that one. They also messed up the time limit on it. It just says 0 minutes permanently. So I don't know. What are you guys doing, Global? Let's see, actually no, before I get into the rerun thing, there's just a random thing where you can pick a title. You can either get a title related to Lucretia, Moa, or Tamamo. You don't have to do anything, it's just sort of you pick the one that you want, but you can only pick one, so choose your waifu wisely. And then for all of the levels that are rerunning, it's just pretty much every single like super gimmicky hell level that's been in the past. And if you do all of them, you can get enlightenment materials from the challenge board, as well as various other good rewards just from the missions themselves. But of particular note is the Challenger of Limits, because if you're working on getting Logi's new job leveled up, you're going to want to do this level and get this milestone, so that way you can get Logi's equipment pieces, because you're going to need these to get him all set up. But yeah, that's enough about those levels. And then otherwise, the last thing I wanted to mention was Kamui getting his class change. Now, this is just the regular, you do the quest and farm the pieces from here kind of job, as opposed to the third job, which is the intense grind fest that Elizabeth, Edgar, and Logi have. And in his case, you just do this, and then all of the milestone missions you'll end up getting Malta, the free unit, who, from what I can tell, seems like a pretty nice support unit. So everybody should get her. Just you don't have to worry about time as much as you would for all of the other content that's running right now. So if you're a little short on time like I am, it's kind of nice to have just permanent events. So yeah, that is it for the content this week. Now let's take a look at the banners. Okay, so first of all, we have a paid banner for reliefs, which I don't think it's worth it just because there's so many ways you can get reliefs for free. So why spend money on something you can get for free? For example, that Eldritch battle thing that you can do 3 times a day, if you get tons of the gold coins, you should be able to get 2 or 3 reliefs just from doing that every day. It does require being able to beat the hell stage though. But next up, there is a paid summon for mementos, and it's the expensive kind, but it could definitely be worth it if you have paid gems saved up, good place to use them, or if you're like a decently high spender, good place to spend it. Just in that you can potentially get a good set of mementos, and then, you know, the ability to reroll can help, because sometimes you just get a dud on the first roll. The only thing I would say about this is that if you are going to do it, don't get too greedy, because you don't want to roll a dud on the final bit and basically throw away $50. Next up, there are 4 banners that I don't think are worth doing. For the Magni Historia units, you can get them in the Louis shop, and that's more reliable than this. And then Tifaret and Fail Not both have 9 steps where you can get them guaranteed. And you could easily spend more than what the 9-step would cost doing these 3-step unlimiteds and not get them. So that's why I think those are rad. So if you want either of these 2 units, you can get them. You know, it'll cost you like a little over 20,000 gems to do it, but it could definitely be worth your while. They are sort of like Genesis units that have limited enlightenment. They just got their gates 1 through 3 this update, but they have high stats to make up for it. Personally, I use Tifaret quite a bit, and she's good to have. So yeah, expensive but reliable, and it's worth remembering that for this next banner here, they are not on this, so you can't really cast a wide net and like try to get lucky. If you want to get one of the God Killer units, you need to do the banner specific to them. Then we have a very similar banner for global units, and it's not terrible. You can definitely get a lot of shards, and if you go all the way to step 7, you can get a selector, and then step 9 even more. So that's really expensive, but you could fill out the unit of your choosing for that. So for some people, that might be worth their while. I think that it's a little bit more expensive than I would like, given the lack of other guarantees. Sort of, it's a trade-off. No 5-star guarantees, but you also get selectors out of it. Then we have 3 memento banners that are more or less identical. It's just the collab style where you get it guaranteed on step 5. And if you've been stacking discount tickets and you want one of these, that's a pretty good way to get it. It won't cost you too much. Just a little over 6,000 gems to get a memento of your choice. I'm leaning either towards the Tifaret one or the new one, because the VCR for the new one is really good if you like to use Dark Killer units, because they'll power you up like in conjunction with whatever weapon they are equipped. As someone who uses Dark Masamune all the time, I find that tempting. So yeah, that is it for the banners this week. There's also a bunch rerunning though, or not rerunning, that just didn't expire, like the global mementos. So this is one of those final weeks of the discount tickets that's not too bad. There are a decent amount of places you could potentially throw your unused discount tickets. It just depends on what you're looking for. I think it's a little bit better in the direction of mementos than it is in the direction of units this week. So I would keep that in mind. But if you really don't need mementos, then you could always throw your lot in with one of the Enlightenment Festival summons. Cool. Well, that is it for the banner overview. So next up, I'm going to do a little bit of summoning. Okay, so after doing a little bit of deliberating, and by that I mean consulting the database, I have decided that I need Tifaret's memento more than I need the new, just general Dark Killer memento. Because as cool as that one VCR is, I think there's just too many good things on Tifaret's memento. So I'd rather focus on that. So I got 3 of these things saved up. And I have no idea what I'm going to do if I pull it earlier than step 5, but that's a very low chance of that happening. So cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, another thing that I wanted to mention for the collab memento banners is that they give a lot of summon coins, and this week you can get the generic otherworldly enlightenment shards from the summon coin shop. So that can be really helpful for enlightening like Tifaret or Failnaught, especially because they are hard. Their shards are hard to come by. So being able to buy them or like being able to buy something to use in their place can be pretty handy. So I definitely have all the characters aside from really, really strong collab units like Raftalia or Naofumi. I'd say the God Killers are another really good use of the Otherworld Enlightenment shards. So yeah, step 1 was an absolute dud. Let's see if step 2 is any different. But yeah, I'm probably gonna take a short vacation from slowly gathering Blitz shards. Oh, got red this time. And just get as many otherworldly enlightenment shards as I can. Well, at least there was a red this time. I would totally love to get one of the normal pool mementos that I don't have. Very, very low chance of that happening, but you never know. Alright, what are you going to be, red memento? Ravinez. Well, I don't have that one max limit broken yet. Oh yeah, there's more than one. Alright. Oh, well, okay. It did happen early. Well, cue existential crisis of not knowing what to do because I didn't prepare for this. Alright, quick editing break and then the summoning will continue. And back again. So the new plan is that I'm going to do 2 steps of this memento banner from last week. Oh, I totally forgot to mention the other memento banner for global units when I was talking about them before, but it's an old one. Those are all older mementos, so same deal as normal. Expensive, reliable. So I only have 1 discount ticket left, but I'll throw in the 2.5k just for the guarantee, and I'll see what happens. That was crazy. I just like super jinxed myself. That kind of thing just doesn't usually happen, so I just assumed I'd be going all the way to step 5 and then that would be that. 2. This is not a terrible week for mementos. Oh, Roxy's. I do have that one already, but I'll definitely take more duplicates. The only Magni Historia memento I have max limit broken is Zhengyi's. Oh, and Blair's, jeez. Well, I wanted Asuka's, but getting multiple limiteds in one go is not really something anyone should complain about. Alright, I think that is it for step 1. Let's just go ahead and skip the rest of it. So duplicate of Roxy's, duplicate of Blair. Also, I totally called that from last week. Just can't seem to do too many Magni Historia things without bumping into Blair's memento. But on the plus side, I have her raised now, and she's actually pretty good. I am loving her new Job+ so far. I'm still kind of playing around with exactly like how potent of a support / damage dealer she can be, but I definitely have been liking what I see so far. So yeah, that's the end of the discount ticket. So let's see what the guarantee is. And then that will be the end of the summoning, as well as the end of the weekly update. I've had a lot of step 2s be just like 1 red and 9 blues. But we may have some potential for change here. Tejonas. I think that's just going to be vision coins. Alright, let's see if any of the yellows are going to change. Otherwise, I think we may have used up all the luck on the first couple. But you know, I'm alright with that. Because I got Tifaret spending way less gems than I would have. So either way, this is still less than what I would have spent otherwise. With a small upgrade to Roxy and Blair. Yeah, good. That, like, good times for missile units just keeps going and going. I think that's it. Yep. Oh well. That's okay. Can't win them all. I'd say I got out of that pretty well. So yeah, that is it for the weekly update. I hope all of you have good luck on your summons, and I will leave you with one of my most nostalgic kill 4 foes in one blow that I've gotten in a long, long time.